Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions here with a quick little stock market update. The overall NASDAQ market after market hours is barely down anything. It's almost down about 1/4%. This will correlate on over to TQQQ, which is a triple leverage ETF, being down about 0.3/4%. So not too bad. I wanted to share some ideas with you. I wanted to get your opinions down in the comment section. I hope that you learned something new, and again, one little update. So overall, I actually want to talk about one of the mistakes that I made today. I had 15,000 shares in TQQQ. I did pretty well today. I'm only swing trading, or I was originally only swing trading 8,000 shares. I went from 15,000 down to 8,000, and I just kept trading everything above 8,000 shares. With that being said, one of my orders during the aftermarket hours just did not fill. So I tried to sell 2,000, one of my canceled orders. I tried to sell 3,000 shares. So I tried to get down to 7,000 shares, and it did not fill. I tried to sell at 33.18, and I just was not getting filled, and then it expired, and that's my fault. $34,000 on the day. I'm very grateful for it. We absolutely killed it. We were able to, reduce position size at overbought levels, and then when it pulled on back pretty aggressively while Jpowell was speaking, we were able to buy the lows, sell the highs, buy the lows, sell the highs. And just by being able to manage our position size, it's not that we ever had to sell our entire position or that we had to buy and be fully invested every single step of the way. It's just, it allowed me to be able to tolerate these pullbacks a little bit easier by being able to reduce position size when it was showing signs of a resistance. And then when it would sell off and looks like it's showing signs of a support, then I would begin to average up back into it as it began to indicate signs of a recovery. So $34,000 on the day. I made the mistake of not actually going down to 8,000 shares. And I mean, there's no excuse for it. My order just did not fill during the extended hour. Most of my orders did, and I wanted to show you this. So my overall filled order for TQQQ, you can see that I bought a couple of more, but I got filled at 33.08. There was a couple other sell orders at right around 33.03, 33.01. So in my opinion, not too bad. I feel like my exit was pretty good at $33. I want to explain to you, why would I consider selling a portion of my position, right? I still intend to hold most of my position, but one thing that I need you guys to be aware of is just because I take a position on something does not mean that you need to as well. And one of the things that I love to share, especially on my YouTube channel, is how important it is, regardless if you're invested or not, to be aware of what is playing against you. So TQQQ has not been the most bullish in 2022. No surprise. So with that being said, I began to look at specific indicators that were acting as a resistance level. And ever since we broke below the moving average, we've been getting rejected. Here by this green line, which is the moving average, it began to indicate signs of an uptrend. We got rejected. This was last Wednesday. And then we began to indicate signs of an uptrend today. I'm just making you aware of a potential resistance level dating back to April that we have not been able to break above. Of course, I would love TQQQ to break above, but I want you to be aware of obvious resistance levels and not be hopeful that just because I'm invested, it means that it's going to go to the moon. Of course, I want it to go up. I mean, that's the reason that we invest in anything, right? But I want you to be aware of the potential that it offers, which I think is great, but also I need you to be aware of the risk, because regardless of what anyone tells you, there is no trade or investment that comes at no form of risk. And if they're not explaining to you the form of risk and or what comes at risk, then you're doing yourself a disfavor, right? By not being at least prepared for worst case scenario. I would hate for you to buy right now and then it gets rejected and it goes back down to $26. I want you to be aware of what I'm looking for. I would love to see TQQQ trade above $34 to $35, and then I would be happy to step on the gas. If you guys think that this is a decent position, I mean, I broke it down in one of my previous videos. I intend to be over 30,000 shares. So I'm very excited to follow up. With that being said, I also wanted to update you guys on Chevron. So Chevron oil as a whole hit new highs today. We were talking about this yesterday. And why is this important? I know a lot of you guys probably don't even trade oil, but I think it's important to understand where oil prices are right now, prices per barrel, especially if you're someone that shorts. And it's not because, hey, oil has to crash. But oil is not cheap right now. It's pretty expensive. And yes, it can continue to rally, but it's good to be aware of overbought and oversold levels, especially for oil, because if this begins to retract, then it could actually be some form of a catalyst for the overall market. And one of the last things that I want to talk about is with the NASDAQ market showing signs of a possible retracement, not just with NASDAQ market being down a little bit, but because of also how it's trading on the 1 hour time frame for TQQQ. What am I going to do to prepare if the market pulls back a little bit, right? My job as a trader, my job as an investor is not to avoid risk. It's simply to manage it. So what am I going to do, right? I have a position in TQQQ. I'm going to reduce it to 7,000 shares. I have a position in Tesla. I'm not going to reduce it. I have a position in Apple. I'm not going to reduce it. I'm going to buy more Amazon. What I'm looking for, and this is what I wanted to share with you. What I'm looking for is indication of a support that we are no longer going to sell off. It's a little bit easier to see on the 4 hour time frame where we're now trading above the EMA line, which is great. But guess what? Do you guys think that all of a sudden TQQQ is going to shoot up? No, it might go up to $35. I want to pay attention to when it pulls back. I don't want this to happen. I don't want it to push up just to sell right back off. That does us no good. I want it to pull back, but when it pulls back, I want to see higher lows. I want to see this upward staircase pattern that when it pulls on back, kind of like Chevron over here, where it pushes up, makes new highs, pulls on back, it establishes a support level higher than where it was before, and then continues to rally. I want to see an upward staircase pattern. I don't need a perfect trade. I don't need a perfect reversal. I just want to see progress. And of course, when it comes down to overall market sentiment, I would love to see things not get worse. Inflation, not get worse. Oil, not get worse. War tensions, not get worse. COVID, not get worse. There's a lot of factors. But I think that what was said today by Jerome Powell, if you guys tuned on in, first off, I appreciate it so much. You guys absolutely killed it. We got a lot of new subscribers, and as well as you guys killed it with all the likes in that video. There's a lot of great support, a lot of great people that joined our free Discord. So I really do appreciate that. But with what he said today, it looks promising in the sense that he will do anything that he needs to, as that's his job, to lower inflation. And regardless of how long it takes, that is his goal, and rightfully so. Did he say that he was going to raise interest rates very aggressively or more than originally anticipated? No, but it's not off the table to some degree, right? So we'll just have to follow up. I'm very excited for tomorrow's live trading session. And friendly reminder, I trade live every single morning with our Learn Plan Profit group, and you better believe it, that we are going to be at market open live. So if you want to join us, click that second link down below. Again, I would love to see you there. If you guys have any questions, either comment down below or send me a message via Discord. Friendly reminder, I am also not on Instagram as of right now. My Instagram account got hacked or disabled. I have my TechBuds Instagram, so you can send me a message there. But friendly reminder, I have no alternative accounts. Every other account of Ricky that you see right now is fake. I never message you first. I never ask you for money. I never ask to trade for you. I don't do any of that. I don't use WhatsApp or any foreign way of communicating. I don't use any of that. Please be aware that if you want to message me, you can message me on Discord. Everything is linked in the description. Don't look for anything else. It's all linked in the description. So I appreciate you guys' time. For all of our Learn Plan Profit members, I will see you tomorrow morning at market open. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.